Welcome to the forefront of transformation. MSP+OS launched with a promise. Today, we deliver on that promise. Every day, every project. We're not just consultants. We are creators, innovators, leaders. Our journey has just begun, but our impact resonates. Together, we've turned challenges into opportunities and visions into realities. Now, we're ready to take the next leap, to amplify our reach, to elevate our game. This is MSP+OS. Visionaries, unite. Innovators, ignite. Leaders, let's conquer the new era of IT solutions. The future isn't waiting, neither are we. The live stream starts now.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another MSP+OS Unplugged. I'm Adam Belansky, and I'm delighted to host another episode that dives deep into the operations and the power of our success here at MSP+OS. I'm coming to you live from Breckenridge, Colorado. So this background is not my usual background, but isn't this pretty awesome? Oops, wrong side, over there. So it's pretty cool out here. It just got a huge snowstorm, so we are stuck inside today. So also, if I happen to cut out and my bandwidth goes a little wonky, it's a hotel. So I imagine everybody's going to be using the hotel or the hotel Wi-Fi today. So today, we're going to explore the critical role of UMM, Unified Monitoring and Management, with the expert himself, Will Biergiel, our VP of UMM. Will's strategic oversight ensures that our technology services are continuously refined and robust, and ensuring excellent across the board for all of our clients, right? Beyond his professional experience, though. Will is a foodie, and I am a big foodie myself. And so this episode, I promise you, is not going to be about food at all, although we can do an entire episode around that because we found some amazing restaurants out here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on Will. All right, there you are, Will. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, Adam. Happy Tuesday. Sounds like you're having some fun weather in Colorado.
Yeah, for sure. And the Wi-Fi here at the hotel has been in and out, but it looks like it's been pretty good right now because when you're sopped in, a lot of people hitting the slopes. It's spring skiing, and it's you know how that goes. It's t-shirt and so forth.
Tahoe's right up the road for me, and I think it's about that time of year.
It is. So, Will, your journey has really been a long journey when it comes to running an MSP and operating an MSP business, right? And can you share kind of what initially drew you into this field and how it led to kind of your current role? It's a little history.
Well, okay, so quickly going all the way back to young Will, I was really interested in doing a Cisco course. I really liked networking. I was good with numbers. I got my CCNA, started working with MSPs. Fast forward about 7 years of being in the MSP world, I was let go due to major budget cost cuts for an MSP. It was about 4 of us let go. And in that position, I was called a central administration engineer. So I was responsible for the PSA, the RMM, IT glue, AVIC, what have you. So I kind of lost some of my skills when it came to networking because I'd sat in that seat for about 3 years. And I made a post on Reddit. I was basically just trying to, like, kind of a stopgap, make some money on the side while I figure out my next step. And that post led to, I think, 3 or 4 customers actually signing on with a monthly recurring revenue component. And from there, PyCon Consulting was born with Craig Beck. I think you're doing your call with him on Thursday, so something to look forward to there. And we started PyCon, and it took off. It took about a year, and then Craig came on full time and turned into a team of about, I want to say 12 or 13 people. And then we met you back in 2020 and decided that Sierra Pacific Consulting and PyCon should merge. You have the PSA aspect and the bookkeeping, and we had the RMM aspect. And 3 years later, MSP+OS, here we are.
Yeah, and what's funny is how we met was actually over a it's not a ramen place. It was food, another foodie thing. So it was pretty cool.
I need a shirt that says I travel for food.
That's exactly. So it's been an awesome career that you've had. A lot of experience when growing and managing MSPs and running their RMM tool sets, right? Mm-hmm. Can you talk about maybe some pivotal challenges or even milestones that helped you shape your approach to the monitoring and management you do today?
Well, I mean, we all chose a career in technology, right? So there's always that thing of every 3, 4 years, things radically change and you have to adapt. Just seeing the evolution of automation is getting more and more powerful as we go through time. That's definitely something that we're keeping our eye on here. RPA is a big conversation right now. We've got the AI piece that's coming into play with, PSAs and RMMs. It's really kind of an exciting time.
Yeah, it's incredible. Just seeing the AI. What was it since November of 2022, I believe, is when it kind of really, and all the things that have come out since then has been incredible. And so
Right.
a lot of those things, and that's kind of how this vision started coming together with MSP Plus OS. And how, how does your vision align with our mission MSP Plus OS? And how do you see that your work impacting, the success of our clients?
Well, I've done sales initially at PyCon, right? So I've kind of seen the full picture. I've done service delivery, client success type of a position. It's interesting to see how many MSPs really aren't paying close attention to their RMM. I mean, simple like you have your MSA with your clients. It says you're going to keep them in compliance with patching, and we'll jump into an environment and we'll see that they're at like 40% compliance. Getting them to 90, 95 is always a great win, not just for us, but for the client and for their customers. Now they're in compliance and they're really, upholding what they say they're going to do in their MSAs. Proper alerting. I've had some clients tell me that they're not sure if they would know if 2 RAID drives failed on a physical host. That to me is just scary, right? Now we're talking data
Yeah.
loss. So RMMs, what I kind of refer to it as, is it's your get out of jail free card.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that protection, that
Yep,
insurance plan, yep, it's that monitoring and that management and just being on top of the forefront, that proactive approach. And since
exactly.
we're on that topic, if we don't mind diving into the unified monitoring and management, the UMM services that we offer, can you give us an overview of maybe the framework and or the key components that make up our services that for our clients?
Well, it's very, very broad, but I'll try and simplify it. One big initiative for me that I'm working on is becoming RMM agnostic. I would love to be able to support any RMM out there because once you strip away the interface, they're all doing the same thing essentially. You just need to know where to go. So that's a big initiative right now at MSP Plus OS is bringing on new platforms to support as technology changes and new players enter the space. But really building that relationship with the customer is really important, right? Hearing what their challenges are. I want our consultants to hear about your client that went down 2 weeks ago, right? What happened? Is there an alert that we could have had in place that would have said, hey, there's going to be a fire in about a week. You may want to take a look at this rather than the server goes down, clients down, loss of productivity. So just making sure that we're building that relationship, we're listening to what clients are struggling with, listening to what they're potentially looking forward to in the future, and making sure that we're prepared.
Yeah, and so you do a lot, and it's really super pivotal and making sure you're staying in front and increasing operational maturity is one big component
Mhm.
of kind of your tool, right? It's not just installing the tool and having patching and rolling out scripts, right? It's all
Yeah.
about utilizing the tool, right? And I feel techs and engineers and MSPs are quite like consumer tech tool set consumers. And, it's like, it's one thing to just be consumers, but it's another thing to be consumers and integrate it within your business and also become a more mature business around that. So, on a day-to-day basis, what challenges do you and your team face, and how do you navigate them and maintain the service excellence that we provide?
Well, granted, it's been a little while since I've been in the trenches, but I have an amazing team that makes my job extremely easy at times. But there are times where, I do have to jump in. There has to be proper expectations, not just for us, but for the client on what is possible. Just making sure that what we're delivering in the sales process is what we're going to be doing, and they're going to see that success with us. They're going to be interested in other services once they've seen that, hey, they do really great stuff with RMM. Our PSA should probably have a look under the hood to see how that's going. So it's kind of a hard question to ask, but again, just always looking forward to the future and just making sure that we have the right people in the right seats, that everyone has the training they need to be successful.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Can you share an example of where a UMM strategy led to significant improvements or problem resolution for one of our clients?
Well, I kind of have to go back to, I mean, just making sure that MSPs are in compliance with what they're putting in their MSAs, that they're being patched, that servers are being monitored properly, dual power supplies are being monitored. If one dies, you need to get another one on order, because if two die, well, obviously we're down. It's pretty obvious
Yeah.
there. Um, it's little things like that.
Yeah. And so with the techscape, landscape really constantly evolving, right? And your role at UMM becomes really even more pivotal. Will, what are some trends you're seeing influencing the future of UMM and services?
Well, Intune is a popular topic right now. I think the future of RMM in the next 5 years is going to be very, very fun to watch. I think there's going to be a lot of changes. Um, you know, you just never know with technology, right, Adam? It's like, what is 5 years from now? What is it going to look like? But there's going to be new players. There's going to be more AI, more RPA. MSPs are getting bigger and bigger. We see more mergers and acquisitions just coming down the pipe. So really making sure that these RMMs are properly in line is just so critical for engineers to be successful. And when we really get the right automation in place, we're actually see that our clients, they don't necessarily have to hire somebody. You sign on a new customer, and if we're able to identify what are those things that are the repetitive, those remedial tasks that automation can take care of, that's when I get excited hearing that
Yeah.
we we're doing saving them hours and hours of work a month.
Yeah, it's pretty big. And so with all those different trends, and M&A is a big one. And I know that we've just got back from IT Nation. Grow is now it's what it's called, and it's the industry is massively being, a lot of money is flowing into the industry, and a lot of mergers are happening. With those trends kind of in mind, how do you see MSP Plus OS preparing to innovate and adopt our UMM practices to stay ahead in the industry, right? Because that's super important.
Well, staying ahead. I mean, it comes down to training, right? Enabling our team to be successful, and not just, throwing them in and say, here's a new tool, figure it out, but, seeing what's coming down the pipe, preparing, planning. I think that's one great thing about here at MSP Plus OS is we have some great leaders who really are keeping their pulse on the industry, what's going on. RPA is really big right now. I know our CTO, Bill Stuckland, is really, taking a serious hard look at that to see how can we be that partner for our clients when it comes to RPA. It's just it's technology, Adam. It's just like Windows Server. Every 3 or 4 years we get a new version, and we have some new stuff we have to learn.
Yeah, for sure. And I just want to touch base. You just came back from a conference, Enable conference. Is it? I believe it's called Empower. Is that right?
Yep, yep, in Frisco,
And
Texas.
and it just, that's obviously one aspect. Staying ahead is attending industry events. We'll be out there at IT Nation Secure. We'll be out there at Automation Nation again, and IT Nation Connect. A lot of different communities. And the Halo PSA announcement with Enable was a pretty big. You want to touch base on that real quick?
I'm really excited for that. On the Enable side of the MSP Plus OS house, Enable's never had a great PSA. They did try. It was mediocre at best. So really seeing a true partner, a true player like Halo look at Enable and say, yes, we want to work together. This isn't just going to be some API. This is going to be a much higher level of synchronization between the two platforms. I'm really excited for Matt Conley and his department taking on Halo. I think it's gonna be great stuff. At the event, they had a talk just about M&A, where they had some very large MSPs who were going through mergers and acquisitions talk about their experience, talk about who they're looking to, like their target to acquire next. They had some VCs who were there talking, so they had an M&A panel. It was just really interesting hearing how this process can go, right?
Yeah, for sure. So today's episode, right? It's been about the UMM, learning to get to know you, Will, and it's been really awesome hearing some of the insights and where your career kind of it came about, and really shedding a light on the essential nature of UMM. And kind of maintaining operational excellence for our clients.
Mhm.
And your expertise and foresight have been super valuable as we navigate these complex IT landscapes. It's been ever evolving. I think it keeps always coming back to RMM, what platform, what are you managing? Because I believe that is going to be kind of the baseline for rolling out a lot of these various different tool stacks.
Mhm.
And so, Will, I want to thank you for sharing your knowledge and perspective, and also thank our audience for engaging and answering questions, asking questions, participating. On our
Yes.
next episode, MSP plus OS Unplugged, we're actually going to talk to Craig Beck. He's our Chief Services Officer, and we'll continue to kind of reveal the back end driving forces behind our services. Until then, keep striving for excellence and innovation in all your tech endeavors. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Coming live from Breckenridge. Enjoy, like, and share this video, and looking to see you guys on Thursday at 12 noon Pacific time. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you, Adam.